My toxic in-laws have been sabotaging my marriage for years, accusing me of everything from cheating to abuse, and now they've crossed a line by trying to kidnap my kids. I finally stood up to them, but the fallout is destroying my life. I'm a 28-year-old guy, and I never imagined I'd be sharing my story like this, but my life has become an absolute nightmare, thanks to my wife's family. Let me take you back to the beginning so you understand how I ended up here. 5 years ago, I met my wife, Sarah, who's 27, at a mutual friend's party. She was this incredible, funny woman working as a graphic designer, and I was just getting started as a software engineer. We clicked instantly, long conversations about our favorite sci-fi movies, laughing over terrible puns, the whole deal. Within a year, we were engaged, and I truly believed I'd found my happily ever after. But then I met her family. Sarah's parents, who I'll call Karen, 55, and Bob, 57, are the definition of toxic in-laws. From our very first dinner together, Karen put on a fake smile for me while whispering to Sarah about how I didn't come from the right background. You see, I grew up in a working-class family. My dad was a mechanic, my mom a teacher, nothing fancy. Sarah's parents, though, are upper middle class. Bob owns a small chain of hardware stores, and Karen, a retired nurse, carries herself like she's royalty. They had this vision of the perfect son-in-law, someone from their social circle, maybe a doctor or lawyer. To them, I was just some tech guy who probably plays video games all day. It started with little jabs. At our engagement party, Karen pulled me aside and said, "You know, Sarah could do better, but I suppose you'll do if you step up." I laughed it off, thinking it was just nerves. Bob was quieter but always had a snide remark about my job, like, "Software? That's not real work. When the computers crash, you'll be flipping burgers." Sarah defended me, but she'd often say, "They're just protective, babe. Give them time." Our wedding was a disaster waiting to happen. Karen insisted on planning everything, completely ignoring our wishes. We wanted a simple beach ceremony. She booked a fancy hall and invited 200 people we didn't even know. When I pushed back, she burst into tears in front of Sarah, claiming I was controlling and trying to isolate her from family. Bob backed her up, telling me over beers, "Son, you gotta learn to compromise. Family comes first." On the wedding day, Karen wore a white dress, yes, that cliché, and gave a speech about how Sarah was settling but they'd support her anyway. I bit my tongue for Sarah's sake. After the honeymoon, we moved into a small apartment, and their interference only got worse. Karen would show up unannounced with gifts like cleaning supplies, implying our place was a pigsty. She'd rearrange our furniture while we were at work, then text Sarah, "I fixed things up for you, dear. Your husband clearly doesn't know how to keep a home." Bob would call me at odd hours to advise on my career, saying things like, "You should quit that coding nonsense and come work for me. Real men build things with their hands." Sarah and I argued about it constantly. I'd tell her, "Your mom's crossing boundaries," and she'd respond, "She's just trying to help. You're being too sensitive." It hurt, but I loved Sarah, so I tried to play nice. Then we had our first child, our son Liam, who's now 3. That's when things went completely nuclear. Karen declared herself grandma extraordinaire and practically moved in for the first month. She'd criticize my parenting at every turn. "You're holding him wrong. Men aren't nurturing like women." If I tried to feed Liam, she'd snatch the bottle away and say, "Let me do it, you'll mess it up." Bob wasn't much better. He'd ignore me entirely and only talk to Sarah about family traditions that excluded me. One night, I overheard Karen telling Sarah, "If he can't handle a baby right, maybe he's not cut out for this. You deserve better." I confronted Sarah that night. "This has to stop. Your parents are treating me like I'm incompetent," I said. She cried and replied, "They're just excited about the grandbaby. Please don't make me choose." I didn't want her to choose, but I felt like I was losing my family to them. Then came the accusations. About a year ago, Sarah and I hit a rough patch. Work stress and sleep deprivation from Liam led to more arguments. Nothing physical, just raised voices. Somehow, Karen found out. Sarah must have vented to her, and she twisted it. She started telling the family I was abusive. At a family barbecue, she pulled Sarah aside and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "If he ever lays a hand on you, you come to me. I've seen the signs." I was floored. I'd never done anything beyond a normal argument. Bob cornered me later. "Listen, kid, if you're hurting my daughter, I'll make sure you regret it," he warned. I denied everything, but the damage was done. Sarah's siblings, her sister Emily, 30, and brother Mike, 25, started giving me the cold shoulder. Emily even texted me, "We know what you're doing. Stay away from Sarah." Things escalated when we announced our second pregnancy with our daughter Ava, who's now 1. Karen threw a fit because we didn't let her host the gender reveal. She accused me of isolating Sarah from her support system. Then, out of nowhere, she started spreading rumors that I was cheating. Apparently, she saw me talking to a female coworker at a coffee shop, it was a work meeting, and told everyone I was sneaking around. Sarah believed me when I explained, but the seed of doubt was planted. We started couples therapy, and our therapist suggested setting boundaries with her family. Sarah agreed, and we sent a group text, "We love you all, but we need space. Please don't drop by unannounced or spread rumors." That backfired spectacularly. Karen called Sarah, sobbing, "How could you let him control you like this? He's turning you against us." Bob emailed me, "You're not family. You're just the guy who knocked up my daughter. Back off." Mike showed up at my workplace, yelling in the parking lot, "You're a cheater and a liar. Sarah deserves better." I was done. I told Sarah we needed to go low contact. She reluctantly agreed, but it strained our marriage. For months, her family bombarded her with guilt trips, "We're your blood. He's tearing us apart." Emily even started a whisper campaign on social media, posting vague things like, "When your sister's husband is toxic AF #family first." Fast forward to last month, Liam's birthday party. We invited everyone but made it clear, no drama. Karen showed up with gifts but spent the whole time undermining me. When I went to cut the cake, she said, "Oh, honey, let Grandma do it. Daddy might drop it." Then, in front of everyone, she accused me of not being Liam's real dad, implying I'd cheated or something. I lost it. "Get out of my house," I yelled. Sarah backed me up for once. "Mom, that's enough. Leave," she said. Karen left in tears, screaming, "He's abusing all of you." Since then, it's been all-out war. They've been calling CPS anonymously, reporting concerns about my anger issues. A worker showed up, but after talking to us, they saw it was baseless. Still, it terrified me. Sarah's finally starting to see the truth, but her family won't stop. Emily texted her, "Divorce him before he hurts the kids. We'll help you." Am I the asshole for wanting to cut them off completely? Sarah's torn, and I feel like the bad guy, but I can't take this anymore. What do I do? Update 1, 2 weeks after original post. Wow, you guys blew up my inbox with support, and reading your comments made me feel less crazy. So many of you have dealt with toxic in-laws too, and it really does suck. For those just joining, here's a quick recap. My wife's family, especially my mother-in-law Karen and her minions, have been sabotaging my marriage by accusing me of cheating, abuse, and even questioning if I'm the father of my own kids. We went low contact after a blow-up at my son's birthday, but they've escalated to making fake CPS calls. So, here's the update. Things got worse before they got, well, not better yet. A few days after my post, Sarah got a call from her brother Mike. He said, "Sis, we need to talk. Alone. Without that controlling jerk." Sarah put him on speaker with my okay and replied, "Anything you say to me, you say to us both." Mike lost it. "See? He's brainwashing you. Mom's right, he's isolating you," he shouted. Then he dropped a bombshell. The family had held an intervention meeting without us. Karen convinced everyone I'm a danger to the kids. Bob apparently said, "If he won't let us see our grandbabies, we'll take matters into our own hands." Mike warned Sarah that if she didn't leave me, they'd fight for custody or something. I laughed at first, like, on what grounds? But Sarah was shaken. "They can't do that, right?" she asked, tears in her eyes. I reassured her, "No way. We're good parents." But inside, I was raging. We called our therapist, who suggested documenting everything. So, we started a file, screenshots of texts, recordings of calls, legal in our state, and even the CPS visit report that cleared us. Then Emily struck. She showed up at Sarah's workplace, knowing her schedule from a family group chat. We've since removed her from everything. Emily cornered Sarah in the parking lot. "You look terrible. Is he hitting you? Be honest," she said. Sarah told her to leave, but Emily grabbed her arm and insisted, "Come home with me. We'll protect you and the kids from him." Sarah pulled away and drove off, calling me in a panic. When she got home, we hugged, and she finally said, "I see it now. They're the toxic ones, not you." It was a breakthrough, but bittersweet. She's grieving the loss of her normal family. That night, Karen left a voicemail. "Sarah, darling, your father's had a health scare. Come see him. Alone. We miss you. We checked with a mutual friend, Bob's fine. It was just a manipulation tactic. Sarah didn't respond. I've been talking to a lawyer friend about restraining orders. He says we have grounds for harassment. Sarah's on board, but she's scared it'll make things worse. Me? I'm done playing nice. These people are trying to destroy my family. Am I still the asshole? Or should I go full no contact nuclear? Update 2, 1 month after original post. Okay, everyone, buckle up because this update is a roller coaster. First, thank you again for all the advice. We've been reading everything, and it's helped us stay strong. For newcomers, here's the deal. My toxic in-laws, Karen, Bob, Emily, and Mike, have been on a mission to paint me as an abusive cheater and break up my marriage. After fake CPS calls and manipulation attempts, Sarah and I decided on no contact. We sent a cease and desist letter through our lawyer, stating, "Stop contacting us, stop spreading lies, or we'll pursue legal action." Sarah added a personal note to each of them, "I love you, but your behavior is hurting us. We need space." Their response? Radio silence for a week. It was blissful. Then all hell broke loose. It started with Bob showing up at my office. Security stopped him, but he yelled from the lobby, "Tell my son-in-law to come out. I just want to talk man to man." I didn't engage, but he left a note, "You're not a real man if you hide behind lawyers. Let us see our grandkids, or else." Or else what? We found out soon enough. Emily started posting on Facebook, public posts tagging Sarah, who's blocked her, but friends sent screenshots. Things like, "Pray for my sister. She's in an abusive marriage and can't see it. Hashtag save Sarah, hashtag toxic husband." She even shared old photos of Sarah with bruises from a hiking accident years ago, implying I caused them. Sarah was mortified. Her co-workers saw it, and one asked if she was okay. She had to explain it's family drama. We reported the posts, but Facebook's slow to act. Then Mike escalated. He called Sarah's phone from what we think was a burner number, pretending to be a concerned friend. When she answered, he said, "Sis, it's me. Mom's suicidal because of this. She says if she can't see the kids, life's not worth living." Sarah hung up, but it wrecked her. What if it's true? She sobbed. I held her and said, "It's a guilt trip. Don't fall for it." We called the police for a welfare check on Karen. The cops reported back, "She's fine, just dramatic." They told her to stop the fake emergencies. But the real kicker? They tried to involve our kids' daycare. Karen called, pretending to be Sarah, asking for emergency pickup details. The daycare followed protocol and called us to verify. We were furious. Sarah yelled into the phone when Karen called later, "How dare you try to access my children? You're done." Karen's response? "You're ungrateful. After all we've done, you let that man poison you." Then she hung up. Our lawyer says this is stalking territory. We're filing for a restraining order against all of them. Sarah's in solo therapy now, processing the betrayal. Our marriage is stronger, we've been communicating better, even laughing about the absurdity sometimes. Last night, Sarah said, "Remember when Mom said you hold the baby wrong? Turns out, you're the best dad ever." It warmed my heart. But I'm worried. The in-laws are quiet now, which feels ominous. What are they planning next? Any advice is welcome. Update 3, 2 months after original post. I don't even know where to start with this update, folks. So much has happened, and I'm still processing it all. Quick context for those new here. My toxic in-laws have been rampaging to destroy my marriage with lies, harassment, and now potential kidnapping vibes. We're pursuing legal protection. After the daycare incident, we got temporary approval for a restraining order. It covers me, Sarah, and the kids, no contact, no approaching within 500 feet. It was served to Karen, Bob, Emily, and Mike. Their reactions? Explosive. Karen showed up at our house the day after service, before it was enforced. She banged on the door, yelling, "Open up. This is ridiculous. I'm your mother." Sarah cracked the door and said, "Mom, leave or we'll call the cops." Karen wailed, "How can you do this to me? I raised you. He's turned you into a monster." Neighbors watched, it was embarrassing. Bob pulled her away, glaring at me through the window. "This isn't over, boy," he said. Mike violated the order immediately. He emailed Sarah from a new account, "You think a piece of paper stops family? We'll see you in court for grandparents' rights." Our lawyer laughed, "There are no grounds in our state without proof of unfitness, which they don't have." Emily went sneaky. She created fake accounts to message our friends and my co-workers, saying things like, "Did you know? my name, is abusive? Spread the word. One even reached my boss, who pulled me aside. Hey, man, everything okay at home? Got this weird email, he said. I explained the family feud, and he was supportive, but it stressed me out. We added defamation to our legal claims. Sarah's been a rock, but it's taking a toll. She had a breakdown last week. Why can't they just love us without the drama? I miss having a normal family, she cried. I hugged her and said, we are the normal family now. You, me, Liam, Ava, that's what matters. We took the kids to the park, had ice cream, and tried to reclaim some joy. Then came the big escalation. Last weekend, we were at a local festival, booths, music, family fun. I was pushing Ava's stroller, Sarah holding Liam's hand. Out of nowhere, Emily and Mike appeared. They bumped into us, a total violation of the restraining order. Emily scooped up Liam before we could react. "Auntie missed you so much," she cooed. Liam started crying. I yelled, "Put him down. That's illegal." Mike stepped in front of me. "Chill, bro. We're just saying hi," he said. Sarah grabbed Liam back, screaming, "Get away from my kids." A crowd formed, someone called security. Emily fake cried, "We just want to see our nephew. He's keeping them from us." Security escorted them out, and we filed a police report. Turns out, they followed us there, stalked our social media for hints, even though we're private now. The cops arrested Emily and Mike for violating the restraining order. They're out on bail, but facing charges. Karen called Sarah from jail. "Yeah, they used their one call on her. This is your fault. Fix it," she demanded. Sarah hung up and blocked the number. Bob's the wild card. He left a voicemail on my work phone. How do you even get it? Saying, "You think you've won? I'll make sure you lose everything. Watch your back." We're scared but united. Our lawyer says this strengthens our case for a permanent restraining order and possibly a no-contact order. Sarah's family is imploding. Mutual relatives are siding with us after hearing the full story. But here's where it gets insane. Yesterday, Sarah got an anonymous text with a photo of our house. From inside. Like, our living room. The message read, "We can get to you anytime." We called the cops immediately. Was it a break-in? There were no signs of forced entry. Did they have a key? Sarah changed the locks months ago. The police are investigating, but I'm paranoid. Cameras are going up tomorrow. Sarah's terrified. What if they try to take the kids for real? She asked. Is this the end? Or just the beginning of something worse? I feel like we're in a thriller movie. Any advice on security or dealing with this level of crazy? Update 4, 3 months after original post. Alright, folks, this is the update I hoped would be the resolution, but it's more like the plot twist episode. You've all been amazing with your support, seriously, some of your stories make mine look tame. For those new here, my wife's toxic family has been hellbent on ruining my life, from false accusations to stalking and restraining order violations. Last update ended with a creepy anonymous photo of our home's interior, hinting at a break-in. First, the goodish news, the police investigation into the photo led somewhere. Turns out, it was an old picture from Sarah's phone, one she'd sent to the family group chat years ago. But how did they send it anonymously? Mike admitted under police questioning that he used a spoofing app to scare us. He claimed it was just a joke to make us talk. Absolute nonsense. It violated the restraining order again, so he's facing additional charges, harassment and electronic stalking. Emily's in hot water too for the festival incident. Her bail conditions include no contact with us or the kids. Karen and Bob? They're playing the victim card hard. Karen's been emailing Sarah's extended family, aunts, cousins, with sob stories. My own daughter has abandoned me because of her controlling husband. I might never see my grandbabies again, she wrote. Some relatives reached out to us, concerned. Sarah set them straight. Mom's been spreading lies and stalking us. Here's the police reports if you want proof, she said. Most backed off, but a few are flying monkeys, saying, "Family forgives, you should reconcile." Bob's been quieter, but sinister. He showed up at the courthouse for Mike's hearing. We weren't there, but our lawyer was. Afterward, he approached our lawyer in the parking lot. "Tell that boy if he drops the charges, we'll leave him alone. Otherwise, he'll regret it," he said. Our lawyer reported it as a threat. Now Bob's under investigation for witness intimidation. On the home front, Sarah and I are tighter than ever. We've installed security cameras, alarms, the works. Therapy's helping. Sarah's processing her fog fear, obligation, guilt, as you guys call it. Last night, she said, I chose you and the kids. They're my past, you're my future. We even had a date night, our first in months, dinner, a movie, it felt normal. The kids are oblivious, thank goodness. Liam's obsessed with dinosaurs, and Ava's starting to walk. Seeing them happy keeps me going. But here's the cliffhanger. Today, I got home from work and found a package on our doorstep. No label, just my name handwritten. Inside? A USB drive and a note, watch this. You think you know everything? Think again. A friend. I didn't plug it in, too risky, could be malware. I took it straight to the police. They're analyzing it, but the tech guy said preliminarily it's a video file. Sarah's freaking out. What if it's from my family? What could be on it? She asked. The cops think it's connected to the in-laws, maybe more harassment, but what if it's proof of something bigger? Did they record us illegally? Or is it fabricated evidence to use against me? We're on edge, waiting for answers. If it's bad, it could change everything. Has anyone dealt with something like this? What should we prepare for? Update 5, 4 months after original post. I can't believe I'm back with another update, folks. You've been my sanity check through this nightmare, and your messages of support have kept me from losing it completely. For anyone new, my wife's toxic family, Karen, Bob, Emily, and Mike, have been waging war on my marriage with lies, stalking, false accusations, and even restraining order violations. Last update, we got a mysterious USB drive on our doorstep with a note saying, watch this. You think you know everything? Think again. We didn't touch the USB, took it straight to the police, as I mentioned. Their forensics team checked it out, and holy crap, it was a game changer. The video? Footage from inside our house, timestamped from a few weeks ago. Not old photos like before, actual recent video of our living room, kitchen, even the kids' rooms. You could see Liam's toys scattered around, Ava's high chair with her favorite sippy cup. No audio, but it zoomed in on personal stuff, like our mail on the counter and Sarah's laptop open. The note was handwritten in what looked like Bob's scribble, cops confirmed it later. Sarah broke down when the detective showed us a safe version on their system. How? How did they get in? She whispered, clutching my hand so tight it hurt. I was furious. This is breaking and entering. They bugged our home? I said. Turns out, there was no forced entry because, get this, Karen had made a duplicate key back when she helped us move in years ago. Sarah had no idea, she'd given her mom a spare for emergencies, and Karen must have copied it without telling us. The video was from a hidden camera they'd planted during one of her unannounced visits before we went low contact. Mike confessed later that he snuck in recently to retrieve it and add fresh footage to scare us. The cops treated it as a serious escalation, unlawful entry, illegal surveillance, the works. They raided Bob and Karen's house that night. They found the camera equipment, more duplicate keys, and, wait for it, a notebook with plans. Entries like, stage intervention at festival, grab kids if possible. Call daycare as Sarah, get access. If Roe fails, use video to prove he's unfit. It was all there, in Karen's handwriting. Bob had notes too, threaten job, make him crack. Emily and Mike's texts were saved on their phones, coordinating everything. Karen lost her mind during the arrest. Body cam footage, which our lawyer got access to, shows her screaming at the officers, "This is my daughter's house. I have every right. That man stole her from us." Bob was more stoic, muttering, "You'll regret this. Family business stays in the family." They charged them both with burglary, stalking, and conspiracy to commit custodial interference, basically, planning to kidnap the kids under the guise of rescuing them. Emily and Mike? They turned on their parents fast. Mike, facing his own charges from the festival and the spoof text, sang like a bird to cut a deal. He told detectives, "Mom made us do it. She said if we didn't help get Sarah back, we'd be cut off." Emily corroborated, crying in her interview, "I just wanted my sister safe. Dad said he'd handle the rough stuff if we set it up." Turns out, Bob had been pushing the aggressive tactics, like the courthouse threat and the USB drop-off. Sarah was devastated hearing this. We watched the interview summaries together, and she just stared at the wall for a long time. They were going to take our babies? For real? She finally said, her voice breaking. I pulled her close. Yeah, but they failed. We're safe now, I told her. She nodded, but I could see the hurt. I thought Mom loved me. How could she plan this? She asked. The fallout? Extended family is blowing up. Sarah's aunt, Karen's sister, called, horrified. I had no idea it was this bad. Karen's always been controlling, but this? We're done enabling her, she said. A few cousins unfriended the in-laws on social media and reached out to us with apologies. One even said, Bob bragged about fixing your marriage. We thought he was joking. Our marriage? Stronger, but we're both in therapy now. Sarah's dealing with the betrayal, and I'm working on my anger. I wanted to confront them so badly, but the lawyer said no. We took the kids on a mini vacation to the beach, just us four. Liam splashed in the waves, yelling, Daddy, look. Ava giggled in the sand. It was healing. Legal update, permanent restraining order granted. Karen and Bob are out on bail but under house arrest with ankle monitors. Trials pending, but the prosecutors pushing hard, could be jail time. Emily and Mike got probation deals, community service, mandatory counseling, and strict no contact. Is it over? Almost. But Bob left one last voicemail before his phone was seized. Cops played it for us. You win this round, but blood is thicker than water. Sarah will come back to us someday, he said. Chilling, but we're moving forward. House is secure, kids are happy, and Sarah and I are planning a vow renewal, our way, no family drama. Thanks, everyone. You helped us see we weren't crazy. Am I the asshole for cutting them off forever? Hell no. Update 6, 6 months after original post, final update? This is it, folks, the resolution you've all been waiting for, or at least as resolved as it gets with crazy like this. It's been a wild ride, and your advice on security, therapy, and not engaging has been gold. Quick catch-up, toxic in-laws exposed for planting cameras, breaking in, and plotting to snatch my kids. Arrests, charges, family implosion. The trial wrapped up last week. Karen and Bob pled guilty to reduced charges to avoid a full circus, burglary down to trespassing, stalking to harassment, conspiracy dropped in exchange for no contest on custodial interference intent. The judge wasn't buying there, we were just worried grandparents act. Karen sobbed in court, I only wanted to protect my baby. He's the monster. Bob grumbled, this is what happens when you marry beneath you. The judge shut them down. Your actions endangered children. That's not protection, that's delusion, he said. Sentencing, 6 months probation for both, plus fines, mandatory anger management, and family counseling, ironic, right? Permanent no contact order extended to the whole family, Emily and Mike included. If they violate it, it's straight to jail. Karen tried one last plea to Sarah from the stand. Sweetie, forgive me. Come home, she said. Sarah stood up and said, loud and clear, home is with my husband and kids. You lost us when you chose hate over love. The courtroom was silent, I was so proud of her. Emily and Mike? Their probation's going okay. Mike sent a lawyer-mediated apology letter, I'm sorry for my part. I was following mom and dad blindly. I hope someday we can rebuild. Emily's was similar, I miss my niece and nephew. Please know I never meant harm. Sarah read them, cried, then burned them. Maybe in years, if they change, she said. But not now. We're not responding. Bob's the holdout. He cornered a mutual acquaintance at a hardware convention, he still runs his stores remotely, and said, tell my son-in-law he's dead to me, but I'll be watching. Creepy, but we've got alerts set up, any sighting, cops are called. We even moved to a new neighborhood, just to be safe. New house, fresh start. Sarah and I? We're thriving. We did that vow renewal, small, intimate, on the beach like we always wanted. Liam was the ring bearer, Ava tossed flowers, mostly ate them. Sarah looked at me during the vows and whispered, you were right all along. Thank you for fighting for us. We danced under the stars, and for the first time in years, there were no shadows. The kids are golden. Liam asked about Grammy once. Why she mad? He said. We told him, sometimes grown-ups make bad choices, but we love you. He's over it, back to dinosaurs. But here's the cliffhanger, because life loves drama. Yesterday, Sarah got a call from an unknown number. It was her long-lost uncle, Bob's brother, estranged for decades. Hey, niece. Heard about the mess. Bob's always been a bully. If you need anything, stories, support, I'm here. Oh, and watch out, he's plotting something with a pie, he said. We hung up, reported it, but now we're wondering, is Bob really done, or is this the start of round 2? Stay tuned, everyone? Nah, hopefully not. But if it escalates, you'll hear from me. Thanks for everything, you've been our virtual family through this hell.